Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to episode 10 here on Szpakowo, my Life in Poland series. We've made it to episode 10 here in this, what should be a mini-series. The mini-series that led into this one. If you've not watched it, perhaps go watch it because it does precede this. It would be a prequel, I guess, if that'd be the term, but was the Saving Uncle Pete series over on what was Comsden and became Oakbridge Farms, I guess. That was what led to this one. So this is supposed to be a selection of mini-series type stories as we work our way through some amazing maps. Well, we're in episode 10 now. We made it to episode 13 on the other one. So we'll see how far we go with this. But anyways, we are in the second day of May now. I pretty much just kind of hung out inside for the balance of the first day there after I left you guys. I got the field baled up. Obviously that was what I was doing when you guys left, and then I got it wrapped and I just stashed the bales over on that far field that we were working on, so we can eventually go back and pick those up, but and no rush there, so they're just fermenting. I have probably not a lot of stuff on tap for today. I am going to what was I going to do here? So I guess I can probably use this to mow and that to fertilize. No, you know what? We'll use the Landini. So David set me up with one of his buddies there to get a mowing contract done. Oh, this thing is just about out of fuel. Okay, well, let's put fuel. Let's get the mower and then we'll put some fuel in this. So I've got David setting me up with one of his family members again. So they're going to do the mowing for us. We just got to get this over to the field as usual. I swear, we got to get them set up so they can just come pick this stuff up, but that's okay. So yeah, we'll go take care of this mowing contract, and then I have a fertilizing contract that I need to do, and then we'll have to see what comes up. We may find ourselves just... Oof, let's get away from that while it fills up. We may find ourselves just chilling out for the rest of the month, and then reconvening in the month of June as we wait for our 2 grass fields to be ready. Oh, you know what else we got to do while we're waiting here? We got to pay Walter, and we're going to pay him. So we realized in the last episode that I could potentially go in and edit the game save to pay Walter specific amounts of money, but we're just going to repay $15,000 right now. So we're down to $105,000 owing. We could pay more, I guess, but we do need a harvester, and it's so we still have $72,000. Yeah, we could obviously pay more money, but we might as well have some money in the bank just in case. All right, so we've got Walter. It was funny because he sent me a text message this morning saying, how's things going, kid? Just checking in on you. Want to make sure everything's good. And then I realized, oh shoot, I hadn't actually paid him for this month. So that was just his kind way of saying, where's my money? It'd be funny if that's the way he said it anyways. But yeah, okay, let's go get this in the field. Hopefully David's got his niece or nephew or cousin or whoever it is that's meeting us over there, and we'll get this mowing contract rolling. I don't think I've ever worked with this nephew before, but he seems trustworthy. He knew how to start the tractor. That was good. So I guess I'm going to be running back to town, or at least running back to the yard, because let's just go straight across the fields. So we'll grab the Fiat and we'll grab the sprayer, and then we'll go do a fertilizing contract. And then, like I said, we'll probably just kind of poke around a little bit and see what's going on. I got to put the heat on old Lek there to make sure he's got a harvester lined up for us, because really we're July, so it's May right now. We're going to move into June, and then it's July where we'll be it'll be time to harvest those the canola and the barley field, and I don't have anything to harvest it with yet. I have a header, but that's it. I need everything else, so we could be in trouble. What's this farm? I don't think I've ever noticed this farm before. Trying not to run across people's yards. Okay, this one's grass, so that should be okay. Yeah, it's a nice kind of foggy morning here. What is it, 14, 11, high of a 14 coming, but it's 11 right now. So might as well stick to the river here. Yeah, so let's get back and get ourselves set up. So we should, I think between the 2 contracts, I think there's like $7,000 or $8,000 to be made. So that's not so bad. To get us back close to like 80 grand. All right, so I just want to get these this sprayer filled up here from our vault. We were laughing at one point about how much liquid fertilizer I had, but we're actually picking up all of these fertilizer contracts and making use of it, which is good. Actually, I could probably throw fertilizer down in our grass field that we had mowed also, because I think we're going to try to let that. I think the plan was to try to let it grow and then see if we could harvest it one more time, right? I think was that the plan. So maybe we'll do that also. So let's just grab some fuel here as well, because I noticed that this thing is almost empty. All right. Well, I think I mentioned before about how impatient I am when it comes to filling fuel. So let's just get out of here. I almost got a full tank. I can't even wait in real life. All right. Well, the fertilizer contract. Actually, I had a quick look while I was filling that also, and it's actually almost a little over $9,000 the 2 contracts. So that's even better than I thought. The field is just past the field that we mowed in the last episode, so we'll probably just quickly see if we need to put any fertilizer down there. I'm certain we do. That seems to be the way, right? I was thinking what I would do was expand the field and then plant grass. I may still do that today. You never know if there's really nothing else to do. That might not be a bad idea, and then see if we can get a couple of months worth of growth. I guess I don't really know what I'm doing there with those fields. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna grow grass, and then we may be best just to let the map grass grow. That might be the best idea, rather than planting seeds and then having to plant seeds again. I think. What do you think of that? Let's just do that. All right, so we'll pop in here just to see what's going on. Well, actually, I guess I don't know, because I forgot I put precision farming on here. Duh. So I never bought the soil data for this yet, because I was going to wait for all of this to expand. So we'll just let nature take its course. Not telling me that anything is required right now. So we'll just let that grow, and then we'll get whatever we can from it anyways before we go and expand it. Oh, another note. Sorry, while I was eating my Cheerios this morning, drinking my coffee, I got a call from Lex's cousin. So here's the lowdown with the apple orchard, and I think I'm going to do this, but let's see. So I sent him a kind of a survey of the area so he could gauge what kind of room we had. He figured that I could probably, so basically it's actually more reasonable than I thought. It's $4,000 per 4 trees. He thought with the area, I may want to put in somewhere between 8 and 12 trees. The juicing room, the little shed he's going to put in, of which I got good news there too, but that's about $10,000. May have to sort of rework the land a little bit, but for the most part, it's going to be $10,000. So the trees could be upwards of 12,000. The juicing room could be like 10,000, so a little over $20,000 there. And then he suggested that we throw in a little roadside stand. A lot of his clients will basically just take the finished product and set up like a cash only type stand by the road, and they make a fortune off that stuff. So that'd be another $500 to build that. So we could be $23,000 by the time we're done. But he did assure me that I'd be impressed with the financial results. So I think we may do that. It might be a little more interesting than plowing out that section and harvest and planting crops. So I don't know. I think we're probably going to end up doing that. Now, he did say I can tell him anytime and he would just have it done almost immediately. He said it would almost feel like I was just hitting a button and it was getting done. Which works for me. All right, so this field should be just up here on the left. We've done this field before, I think. Maybe more than once. Maybe it's the next field. Yeah, it's the next field. I think I feel like we had this conversation the last time too. I kept jumping into the fields to figure out which one it was and never got there. So comment on episode 9. Apparently, the thought is that there's some type of mod causing the sinking into the roads. So don't really know what that is. I don't experience that on any other map. So can I drive on here? Yes. Yeah, I don't really know what's causing that, but yeah, definitely. So somebody's said it's a mod related issue. All right, well, and there we go. We seem to be doing this often, don't we? I will say that this sprayer came into our lives at a great time. The fact that Giants had added that mod for that little tank to instead of having to buy that sort of Fendt tractor, we could just go with that little tank. That's fantastic. And then the massive savings on liquid fertilizer that I managed to get thanks to Maria and her shrewd purchasing strategies of buying liquidation items, which has sort of at times made it very uncomfortable for me because of the amount of stuff I'm buying. But her ability to find those deals has really paid off. Speaking of Maria, I don't even want to speak of her because of I'm scared to death now. But she's trying hard to line up something with her sister there. So her sister just getting kind of moved back in here, and then she said, yeah, and the second she does, we're gonna have a little housewarming for her over at her place. So she'll let me know when that's gonna happen. But she said expect it to be soon. Great. I remember thinking the last time that I was on this field how it would be a cool one to own. It's just like kind of a neat little pocket back here with all the trees. I like that's my idea of a good time when it comes to Farming Simulator. Actually, in a side note there, so Judith Plains, Montana, I believe is the name of the map by DJ Modding. It's a 4X map. Just came out June 1st, I guess, which was yesterday. I had an opportunity to do a bunch of driving around on the map last night, maybe, and wow, what a map that is. I had a lot of fun on UMRV playing with, specifically with one of my kids. We were building all kinds of farms, and DJ Modding's the same map author as UMRV. They're PC only maps. They don't hit the mod hub. They're 4X maps, and they have a ton of like real custom stuff. Things like I think you can make Jack Daniels, you can do beer and wine and all. There's like a ton of custom productions, and there's Tim Hortons, which is cool, and there's McDonald's and everything. So anyways, it's really cool, beautiful map. Anyways, it is not typically the kind of farming that I do. The majority of the fields are quite large. You're not getting away with anything too small. So if I did end up on there, I'd be probably managing my farm and doing some of the farm work. I.e. I would be using Courseplay and Auto Drive quite a bit. It is a challenging kind of farming for me when it comes to making content because everything takes so long to do. So it's not like we can just get through some stuff and then move the next day or whatever. Like you have to do the work, right? So you gotta farm, and that stuff is not that stuff takes time. So anyways, it would take a little bit of convincing for me to get over there, but the nice thing is we're typically on these sort of large scale farming maps. You'd end up with a lot of big square fields, but there's a lot of like sort of rolling hills and plains and stuff. Like there's some really cool scenery there. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe if Maria's sister takes me for all I'm worth, that might be the place that we go. All right, we got 1% left, maybe 1%-ish. There we go. All right, we're all done there. So let's go see what's going on in the world. I've been kind of just, plugging away here, so you kind of lose track. No sense checking on our tree growth because that's going to be a bunch of months before we see anything grow there. I secretly, I'm thinking that at some point here, I'm going to end up just selling that field. We essentially were up. I mean, we're in a good spot after buying that field, cutting all the trees down, chipping them, selling the chips, and then replanting. By replanting, we've sort of I planted more trees than what was even on there in the first place. So it'd be a good investment for somebody, and eventually it'll be worth even more than what I paid for it, and let alone what they're going to end up paying for it. So yeah, I may just end up reselling it because I can't see owning a woods lot making much sense. And if I sell the property, the trees still grow, right? I never actually thought about that, but how's that actually work? I'm guessing that they still grow. We'll go get this parked up, and then we'll see. Maybe we'll give Lek a call, find out what the deal is with a harvester. I literally have to remind him every 10 minutes right now so I can get something. Otherwise, I gotta buy a new one. And I mean, we can. We'll have the money for it. I'm gonna make sure that we still have the money for it. But yeah, the question will be, does he find something? Actually, we have to go over there anyways because I did buy something. You can see it right now. It's a liquid tanker. It was like $200. I'll put the listing. I screenshotted the listing here. I'll throw that up right now so you can see. But like, look, this thing was like next to nothing. What was it? I can't remember the price, but you'll see it on the screen. How could I not buy that? It was almost 100% off, which I don't even understand how that works, but maybe we'll find out. Like a wheel will fall off or something when we start to try to pull away. Oh, and we're supposed to have a... I can see the Landini. It looks like it's still in the intersection over there. So the worker, David's nephew, was supposed to drop it up here, but it looks like he's just dropped it in traffic. So let's dump this quickly and then go look. Yeah, he was supposed to bring it back up here, but unless there was an accident. Hopefully there wasn't an accident. No. Oh man, he is holding up traffic. What is going on down here? Oh, he's not holding up too much traffic. All right, well. Oh, he's stuck. All right, man, don't worry. Just hop out. I'll take care of this. Yeah, he got stuck on that little electric fence there. So anyways, he's walking home. I got the Landini back. All is good. I don't know how long he was stuck there for, though. I was quite a while over at the fertilizing contract. Jeez. There was a Z-door that Lek wanted me to take a look at, but I couldn't put... he thought maybe it would be a good replacement for this Landini. He hates this Landini, by the way. He's always trying to get me to sell it and get rid of it, but I couldn't put skinny tires on the Z-Tour, and I was worried that if I bought it and then somebody wanted me to do some work for them, or I needed to do some work and I needed skinny tires, I wouldn't have something. I think nobody's phoned me to do any work for them. I'm going to get on the phone with Lek's cousin and see if maybe he can come out this afternoon and get those trees put in. Let's just shut this down. And then it looks like we may have to weather a hailstorm later today. But yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And then we're probably going to be picking this up again in June. So you guys go do what you need to do. Maybe get some groceries, go have some ice cream, and I will see you in a moment. A moment for you, but a day or month for me. Man, these are miserable days, guys. It rained pretty much all the rest of May. We had hailstorms. It was just like one nasty bit after another. And now we got rain right now, and I think it's actually calling for hail later also. So that's just not cool at all. I just came over here to grab the mower. We're going to... we should be able to mow our fields now, so we're going to go check that out. But I also want to go... I never even got a chance to go down and look. They basically just did the install for me yesterday, but I had... Lek's cousin out to do the install of the apple orchard. Actually, he said the only thing that I got to get done today is just get the little sales stand put together. But what do we got here? Okay, yeah, we're ready to harvest. Ready to harvest. It sounds so funny saying ready to harvest grass, but anyways, no one's using this road. Let's tuck this off to the side and we'll go rip down and see what's going on. Yeah, I just gave him an idea where I wanted everything, and then he called me back and said, all right, no problem, it's all done, so let's go see. So a couple things he didn't necessarily mention. So it did cost me a couple bucks for landscaping. We had to smooth some stuff out. Had to put in some gravel and just a basic laneway so I could access the juicing room. But that was expense that I hadn't necessarily considered. Plus, he threw in, I had to pay for it. I swear I paid like $3,000 or $4,000 for it, but I had to put in some, like a water pump. Otherwise, he's like, yeah, so then you just got to come down here every day to give your trees water. I'm like, what? I can't do that. So basically, it was like I swear it was like $3,000 or $4,000 to put in a water pump. So that was great. But anyways, in the end, I'm not really, I may sound like I'm complaining, but I'm not complaining. We got ourselves a good little setup down there, I think. Well, we'll find out anyways. It was late afternoon yesterday that this went in, so let's see if there's been any action. I think I can put the little market right up here by the road. Might be in bad taste to put it over here by all these little memorials. Alright, so we'll just kind of gravel this in a little bit so people don't have to drive into the weeds to get to the product, you know. So I'll be able to bring the apples over here, set up this little stand. People can drive by, drop the cash. Good to go. So let's go see. So I think you're going to like the way this fits. Like it basically fits perfectly, I think. The only question I had was, is the water pump pulling the water out of our little toxic pond, or is it pumping it out of the creek? I guess either way, maybe if I pump it out of the toxic pond, maybe the apples will be bigger. So we went with the 12 apple trees. Looks like we've already got some juice. Yeah, okay, so everything's doing its thing. So here's the water pump. I think it pretty much takes care of itself. There is a pallet of apples already here. Or sorry, not apples. I can pick these up too, can't I? Perfect. Let's go see. Let's go put this in the stand. We may want to store this stuff, but you know what? This is the first one. Let's make some money. Oops. All right, we sold half of a pallet. What the? Okay, hold on. Apple juice, 240 liters. Okay, I have no idea how much money I just made. Let's just see how it is to drive down here. So I think what I'd like to keep my eyes open for is maybe something very small with a little flat deck on it that I can just stack pallets onto, and then when it's ready to sell, it's easy to transport. Because if I got to get a trailer down here every time, and then I'm literally hand bombing those pallets onto the trailer only to have to then turn around and take it right over there to the sell point. I think if I just had a small, even this might sound silly, but on Hofbergman there was a bicycle with a trailer. Even if I had something like that. All right, let's check out the inside of this. Oh, look, we are making apple juice. I mean, I know I probably should have to come over here and do the work, but look, it's doing the work for us. All right, well, let's let that do its thing there. And now we have a new source of income. Oh, you know what? Before we go anywhere, let's do two things here. We got to get Walter on the phone, and then I got to find out what opportunities we have in the market today, right? I'm sure that's what everybody wants to know. All right, so once we get under $100,000, I'll start paying Walter $10,000 a month until we get to $50,000, I guess. So there's $15,000 for Walter. We're down to $90,000 from $150,000. But we only have $37,000 now. All right, great. As the hail comes down and we're tucked into the trees here, let's figure out what... yeah, that's better. Let's figure out what kind of market we're in. So this is going to be the flip for the up or down market. Come on. All right, tails again. All right, let's hit spin and find out how many pieces of property we are going to get to take a look at. Okay, it looks like back-to-back 2 property months. Let's hope we get good ones. All right, well, let's see what properties we're going to get to bid on. All right, field 40. And we've got field 169. All right, so field 40 may as well be a joke. Is that right? What is this? We have a half an acre for $11,600, way out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, well, yes, I mean, that is very, very inexpensive, which I'll give it that. But really... the only thing that I could see maybe doing with that would be to use, I mean, it's got whatever the pink crop is, which I think is something horrible. It's sugar beets. All right, well, the only thing I could see doing would be to, like, just basically go and paint it over, grass it in, and then put down, and then use our tree planter maybe to go put some trees in there, and then we'll have those to cut down at some point. So that's maybe not a complete no, but it does seem kind of ridiculous. All right, and then way down in the bottom corner here, we have field 169, which, if I recall, is actually a farm. And I'm pretty sure when I was looking at properties to start this series on, I looked at this and I actually went so far as to try to delete all the buildings using the editor, and there was a car that I couldn't get rid of. But I really like this spot, but it's not somewhere we won't buy there. You can't use the buildings, and I can't get rid of everything enough to make it worthwhile, but I really like this spot. So we're going to head over to Lek and Maria's shop there and pick up that trailer that we had bought so we can get it off their yard. We'll pop in and see if they've got anything else going on there. But man, we're June 1 and it's hailing. So I mean, it does look like it's going to stop, which is nice. So we may just hang out with Lek and Maria for a bit and see if it stops. If it does, then preferably sometime soon, then we'll get our we have 2 fields to mow, and then really we have to make a decision on both of those. We're June, we should be able to plant. I don't remember what we said we were going to do in the one field though. I know we have to expand one of the fields anyways, but let's go pop up here and say hello. I'll show you the trailer first, I guess. Well, hopefully it's not. I haven't really had a good chance to take a look at it yet, but for a couple $100, let's hope it's not completely destroyed. It looks like Lek did a fresh coat of paint on it. Anyways, okay, well, let me pop in here. Okay, that's better. Oh, I left my tractor running the entire time. Well, 3 or 4 pots of coffee later, it's now 11:30 and the hail stopped. So let's grab our trailer here and take it home. I gotta not hang out there anymore. They have an option for basically everything. I was telling them about how trying to see if they'd seen that sugar beet. I know Lek's always watching the real estate market too. So I was trying to see if he saw that sugar beet property up for sale, and he said he had actually. But, you know, he said the same thing. He was like a half acre. Like, what am I going to do with a half acre? Especially a half acre I got to drive to. But I was telling him about, I thought, well, maybe it'd be a reasonable place to drop some trees into. And then Maria piped up. She's like, actually, I just took back some 175 saplings. It's 40% off the retail price. So if I was interested, I got some saplings I could buy there. I'm like, thanks a lot, Maria. But then Lek starts going on about this fence that he's got, because I'd always talked about the old square body fence, how much I love them, and he's got one there. I can't remember the model, but oh my god, I'm like, guys, I gotta get out of here. You guys are killing me here. Between all this talk of Maria's sister and trying to sell me stuff, maybe they aren't my friends. All right, we'll leave that there. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it because we don't necessarily have the need for liquids right now, but whatever. Yeah, surprising that everything else is pretty quiet. There's no David's got nothing going on right now. He's got some small stuff, but he said his nieces and nephews can pretty much grab some of his stuff and go do that. He said he'll call me if there's anything bigger. So that's cool. I guess what we're gonna do right now is just get our grass mowed and dealt with. So really, I think what I kind of had thought we were gonna do is, we have our own canola and barley field, and then I believe what I'm gonna do is once our canola and barley is harvested, we're just gonna essentially, because we can pretty much turn those fields over right away, and then we'll probably just take our grass. This one maybe we'll just keep as grass. I don't know. Maybe we'll put something in it otherwise. But then we're gonna go expand the field that we had bought, kind of the one on the intersection down there. So we're gonna mow that one after this, and then we'll probably throw a plow in the ground or whatever I got. I don't even know what I have. I have a cultivator, I think, and we'll get that field expanded, and then we'll basically get it ready for. I won't worry about trying to grow another cut of grass off it. We'll just get it ready for planting. Yikes. It's a good looking field behind us. So yeah, I can't remember, what did we get off this field the last time? We got a couple bales anyways, right? I don't think we got very much, but anything is better than nothing. I should check on our bales too to see if they're fermented. They may not be. The 4 that were off, actually they're sitting on the trailer right over there. There was 4 I got off this lot. So those 4 should be more than fermented now. They've been quite a while since they were wrapped. The ones we took off the near where the apple orchard is, I don't know though. Yeah, I think things are. So if you recall, our goal here is to get Walter paid off. He was our seed money. He was the one that financed our trip over here. he was the one that put me in contact with the estate from his cousin who had passed away and enabled us to buy the initial piece of land. So once that's done, once we've paid off our loan, we basically achieved our goal here. And as far as a mini series is concerned, we could then in turn liquidate all of our assets and get the hell out of here and go use that money to purchase something somewhere else. I don't have any starting plans. I mean, or any plan really. But if you wanted to start pitching potential next moves to me, then go for it. What I'd really like to see is the Italian map from Edo Mods. I'd love to see that map drop. I talked about Hofburgman, as I believe would put us in Germany. There is an Ontario, Canada map coming, which would be a very different kind of farming. But yeah, there's options. Where would you like to see this go in the next chapter or the next mini series, I guess? Again, I'm not planning on jumping over. That's too soon. I'm not planning on jumping right away at all. Not at all. I am enjoying playing on this, so that's not going to change. The whole intention of a mini series, though, is to be able to play as many maps as possible. Variety is the spice of life. Is that what they say? Variety is the spice of life. Why does that sound weird? Because it is weird. Variety is variety. All right, so we're gonna mow everything here. Oh, let's just make sure that this is actually ready. I'm really looking forward to turning this into a big old field. I think it's going to look really good, and we'll have this sort of crops right here in the main intersection of town. We'll have to see how big a field or how much of the property we want to use. Like I did basically take it all the way to the back here, which we might as well mow. Will this mow the bushes? I can't remember. Oh yeah. That's a dumb question, isn't it, Mr. Gaming Joy? I could just hear him saying, of course it mows the bushes. Who would make a mower that doesn't mow the bushes? Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of grass up in this end. I think this is mostly I don't know the details about why sometimes you get grass and sometimes you don't. I know there's a reason for that, but whatever, it's all good. So the real estate type feature, what do you think of that so far? Has that been sort of added annoyance, or do you like the fact that I've got limited options every month and really need to? I mean, you've probably heard me try to justify purchasing things over and over again here, only to convince myself and then get gun shy, where I don't pull the trigger, but which is fine, right? I mean, that's kind of how it works in real world too. I mean, how many times have you convinced yourself to buy something and then only to then not actually go and buy it? But yeah, what do you think of that process? I really would love to have it built into the game, because it is kind of a pain in the butt trying to set that up all the time. I mean, while it's not super technical by any means, I'm literally just screen recording on my phone, but it is kind of a pain in the arse, to be honest with you. So it'd be nice to be able to just log into the real estate screen and see what's available, and then similar to the used market, things should come and go, right? So in the middle of the month, it shouldn't be just during the month. It should be, in the middle of the month, something could get sold and something else could become available. I'm definitely going to keep doing it for this series, but and I probably, it'd be something I'd love to do for other series too, but it is a little bit of a pain in the butt to do every time. All right, we should get a couple bales off of there. I'll go get the baler, and then we'll hit those 2 fields, get the wrapper, get those bales processed, and then really beyond that, we got to figure out, well, I guess, should I use a cultivator to make the field? Or should we see, I could have sworn we had a plow, but I guess maybe we don't. I see the cultivator right over there. 12/13 on the first day of June. Next month I need a harvester. So, as annoying as, or not annoying, as helpful as Lek and Marie were trying to be by offering me all kinds of things while I was at their shop, including Maria's sister. I did spend quite a bit of time hassling or harassing Lek about this harvester, so let's just hope this guy comes up with something. Kind of wishing we bought that field back there. I'm really liking the look of it. I'm just liking the look of anything we can harvest and then sell. I'll maybe throw in a reminder right now. So my intention is to not set up any, like, I set up that juicing house. Oh crap, am I just destroying crops? Okay, I owe that guy $10. I set up that juicing building, but I mean, that is something that I could do myself, right? I mean, I could, if it was as simple as growing apples, picking them, cleaning them, coring them, and then squeezing them or whatever, maybe adding some sugar, and there you go, we've made some juice, bottling, and off you go, then, that is something I could do. Setting up a brick and mortar oil mill, with a loading dock and everything else, that's not something I can do. So I'm not going to go full bore with any kind of productions like that. Well, for the basically just, or unless I can partner with somebody on the map here, which I haven't really even looked at yet to see if there's any productions, any perhaps other families here that I can partner with, but we could look at that at some point. Am I getting way more? I'm getting way more bales off here now. Whatever we did to this field is really paying off. Holy moly. It's funny, sometimes I worry because I didn't reset the bale counter, and then I'm like, well, I can pretty much just see how many bales are on here, so why do I need a bale counter? I'll be the bale counter. Yeah, I think we're going to end up with like 10 bales here. There's 3 down there, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be 8. Maybe what, 9 bales? That's pretty good. It's almost twice as much as what we got last time, I think. Yeah, okay, almost 9 bales, let's say that. A couple little scraps here we'll pick up. I'm not going to worry too much about that, and then we'll go head over to our other field and see what we can get off that. Yeah, these are the nice lazy days here, so don't know how much more. I mean, like I said, David has nothing yet. He doesn't anticipate having much more for us for the day. We got our work to do here, and then we just got to plow in a field. So man, that's pretty relaxing days here in Poland. All right, as usual, I'm recording this over multiple sessions, but at least this time it's the same day. I ended up having to stop recording there. I had a phone call, and then there was a bunch of last minute stuff that popped up. So a little bit of a break, had some food. Since the first session of recording, though, Giants has dropped a bunch of mods, a ton of updates, which was wild. I'm always so nervous about updating things. Like, for example, the racks that I'm using over on the One Tile Challenge look like they had an update, and there's a change to like the spawn point, I think I read. Like, I don't know. I'm afraid that when I log into that save, everything's just going to explode. I wouldn't mind too much. Like, if it was a shed or whatever, I'd be like, oh, whatever. If I really got to worry, I just can load in without the shed. But because I have a ton of pallets stored in those on the racks, I'm worried that if there's an issue, I'll lose all the stuff that I had stored. So one of the things that I thought was actually pretty interesting takes care of that sort of that OP complaint or comment that certain mods are just, especially production mods, are just so overpowered, or they're just very powerful. Let's put it that way. So there was a production control mod that allows you to adjust as low as 50% and as high as 300% the multiplier on the production speed, which I think is kind of cool. Now I just need to figure out how to understand the turns per month or whatever. I've never been able to wrap my mind around that, to understand exactly how fast or how slow something is. But so for example, we have this apple production, and then we're making apple juice. Well, is it functioning quickly? Like, the apples seem to spawn quick enough. I don't know if that's the way it should be or not. There's other things. There's productions. A lot of times we have Omatana productions that, they're beautiful and they serve great purpose, but sometimes they're just a little bit too fast, right? So if we can now reduce the speed. That's actually pretty cool. I'd love to be able to, you know, recognize a need in the game and then go and program or code the game to, or the mod or whatever, to make it do what I want it to do. I just find that so confusing, but it's also so amazing. So good on you if it's something you know how to do. I wonder what we're gonna see off this. I almost think we're gonna get more bales off the grass that we planted. Did we plant? Well, I know we at least, yeah, we did plant, didn't we? Planted? Did we not plant it, and roll it, and fertilize it, and do all those good things? The one we just did up by the machine yard up there. I swear we got a lot. We got what felt like a lot of bales off there, anyways. All right, we're just about done. Just getting the last little scraps here. What will this be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 bales. This is definitely more space than, well, okay, well, I was going to say this is more space than that field that we did earlier where we got almost 10, but this thing wasn't all, you know, planted grass. This was partly map grass too, so, and as we could see when I was mowing, some of it didn't even give us anything, so not a great field, but it will be a great field once we're done with it. That's enough scrap, so I guess we'll get rid of the baler and grab the bale wrapper, and then we'll get all this stuff wrapped, we'll get it picked up, and then I want to just get this field made over here, and then probably chill out for the rest of this first day of June. I just have to get the field ready to plant for, what did I say, August or September, I think. It'd be nice one day to have, you know, an abundance of space. It seems like every time I need something, I gotta move something. I guess that's not too unrealistic anyways, but just more of a pain in the butt. So the wrapping's no issue. It's going to be the collecting all these after, because we don't really have a automatic collector or anything. And now we're gone from very few bales to more bales now. I don't remember getting white bale wrap. I seem to remember the bale wrap being black. No? Have we not been making black bales? Or no, we had green bales. Yeah, look, I even have green bale wrap. Why am I getting white bales right now? Should I be worried? Yeah, somewhere in the middle of the first few bales, and now I ended up the wrap switched back. So I don't really know what was going on there, but that's okay, we're back. I forgot that there was still an island here. This section here still needs to be, a field needs to be created. I'll have to remember that when we go. I guess use a cultivator, right? We'll just use a shallow cultivator and do that. Alright, well, there we go. Let's go do the other section, and then yeah, we'll expand that field and sort of figure out what the plant. We've got some time before seeds go in the ground, anyways, right? Canola and I always do that. I try to turn there. Canola and barley. Let's see if I can stack these up here, and we'll just try to keep the field away from the road. We'll try to, anyways, right? I have yet to check in with Lek. It's been quite a while, so I'm curious to see what his thoughts are on a harvester. Or, I mean, it'd be cool if I could get a deal on a new one, but anyways, I mean, that doesn't really happen. So once these bales are done, when we grab the cultivator, maybe we'll just quickly check his inventory and see if he's had anything pop up. I'm confident that something is going to pop up before harvest time, and we're going to save a bunch of money and get a really good deal, but you never really know, right? No guarantees. All right, we're on the second last bale. Man, this feels like a marathon, and we really haven't done that much, but I guess because I'm taking every one of them and putting them over here, that's definitely adding to the time. Normally I'd be basically just parked there waiting for the waiting to be able to move. Oh, come on. I have one more left, and it just said it's empty. Ugh, my bale wrap's empty. With one bale left. One bale over there. It's okay, I have bale wrap. It just, I didn't want to have to put more into this machine right now, but whatever. It's all good, can't break me. Let's see what shade this comes out at. If you'll notice, back in that other field we had Well, so far we started off with white bales for some reason, and then we got darker, like aqua or whatever, and then now we're on lighter. Alright, here we go. Alright, we'll drop this here, and I guess we're going to get the cultivator. I think I'm going to regret leaving those there, but you know what? That's okay. Live and learn, right? But yeah, I think I'm going to regret that. Let's get the cultivator and we'll go shape up our field. And then if we're not happy with what the cultivator does, then we can always probably get a plow, I guess. I don't think I have a plow. Not that I saw anyways. But alright, the cultivator's buried in the back there. Let's grab that. And then... yeah, we're kind of in the home stretch here, folks. 2 o'clock, first day of June. We don't really have anything. Well, we have that one little strip of land, the half-acre strip that we could potentially look at and happily mow down some beets if we needed to. But yeah, was that 2? What the heck? Was that 2 months in a row where we haven't had anything we wanted to buy? Did we go two, like 2 properties and then 2 properties again, or did we? Yeah, I think in the last episode we went 5 and then 2, and now we're 2 properties this month. We got a farm, or a collection of buildings and some trees, anyways. So that's what we'll call it that. And we got one little tiny beet field. Let's go figure out what kind of field we're gonna make. Okay, I might as well start down at this end here. I don't want to take off too much here, but we do want to maximize the field space. Why don't we start with something like that, and then we'll see what we think of it after. Ooh, this is always so satisfying. Putting in a brand new field. I like that. So we'll get the rough draft, so to speak, first, and then we'll come through for more of a finalized state. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that this could go on a bit of an angle here, and then we could always have that corner free just in case we need it. Look at this. Ooh, this tree's going to be a problem. Harvesters are going to be smoking that tree. We'll either have to take out some branches or take out some tree, I think. Oh, hold on, we got some of this stuff. All right, so the fix for some of these things is to paint them out with grass. You don't need to use long grass. I don't know why I was using the medium-sized grass. What map was it where we had tons of stuff like that? You know what it was? It was the Polish map that we did the Frugal Millionaire challenge on, Maz. That every time we wanted to sort of plow in a field or whatever, there was tons of just stuff that we had to deal with. Okay, I'm trying not to go too far over with the field. If we do kind of get a little bit too far, like it tells us I don't have access to the field, then we'll just paint our way back. But for now, I'll take as much as I can get. Might as well go around headland style again. Oh, I didn't even notice. Look at all the stuff up here. Jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna have to run the plow over that one more, or the cultivator over that one more time. Oh, you almost can't see it. That was the problem. I was just trying to figure out where it came from, but yeah, it's almost hard to see. All right. Well, anyways, we'll get the main field here cut, and then I can always just go back and clean that stuff up. I'm not gonna keep backtracking every single time I see a little tiny piece. I'll deal with that afterwards. Really, what I want to see is what this looks like, because this was such a patchwork of ground coverage, and you know, there was a field there, and then there was a building there, and all this. It was really hard to visualize exactly how big this field was going to be. I knew it was going to be a fair size, but yeah, it was hard with all that crap everywhere. I got some ground to fix. This sort of river crossing down here is pretty bumpy and wild. Not a river crossing, but the being next to the river, and not a river, a creek. I'll get it, don't worry. Our last couple corners here, and then I can just clean up a bit, and then this thing's done. I'm sure if I purchase the field data, it's going to tell me that it needs everything. And won't be surprised at that. Yeah, I was right. This is it is a good sized chunk of land here. It's not massive, but it definitely will house some crops for us. All right, let's look at the borders here as we're heading up to clear up some of those bushes. All right, we're cruising now. A little bit more I'm gonna have to fix there. No, it got it. All right, I think with these two and maybe a tiny little bit back there, we're good. Actually, I can just leave that. All right, let's drive the outline one time just to see. This could be a problem over here. I think we're gonna have to do something with that tree. Here, I almost hit a fence. That's not gonna be good. This back section, I think, came out pretty decent. Yeah, I could square this corner off, but that might be suicide. Gotta fix that. All right, there we go. There's the field. I like it. We definitely made the most of that space. Oh, God. All right, well, that looks pretty good, guys. I think that's where we're going to leave it for this episode. This was episode 10 here. We are in June, I think July. Well, sorry, wait. Okay. Not what I'm going to use, but that was kind of clutch, really, when you think about it. There's a harvester. I don't want to use the TARDIS harvester. Anyways, yeah, so Lek is trying. He did bring a harvester in, but that's not the one we're going to go with. So anyways, as I was saying, we are pulling canola and barley out of the ground likely in the next episode, I think. And then we want to get those fields turned around. So we got a lot of field work to do, I think, in the next episode. So this was kind of maybe a nice break. Some baling, some whatever else we did that I don't even remember. You know, that kind of stuff. So anyways, we'll leave it there, guys. I thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.